Hello everyone and welcome to Tathastu ICS. My name is Trija Garg and I am your economy faculty. Because in this series we are discussing very important topics for your prelims 2024, today is our second lecture. In this lecture we will be discussing about law of demand and supply. I will be teaching you different types of goods which are prevalent in our economy. Then I will be teaching you the law of demand, law of supply. I will be teaching you the graph, how it works, equilibrium, everything. Okay, so that you are able to solve a question that comes from this section. In the previous year, if you will see in 2021, there was a question on demand and it was an interrelation question. What do you mean by interrelation question? If you remember, in the last lecture, I taught you 5 types of questions which are basically asked in economy section. The first one is based on concept. For example, you will be given a terminology. For example, what is a base effect? Options में से बताओ कौन सा correct है, ठीक है. और उसके अलावा आपसे पूछा जा सकता है जैसे इंपोर्ट कवर आया था, ठीक है, या फिर डायरेक्टली पूछा जा सकता है कोई भी टर्म देके कि इसका मतलब क्या है. ओके, और ये कब क्लियर होगा? व्हेन योर कॉन्सेप्ट इज क्लियर, यू हैव अ बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग. सो देयर टू टाइप्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस व्हिच आर बेसिकली आस्क्ड व्हेन दे टॉकिंग अबाउट कॉन्सेप्ट, टर्मिनोलॉजी बेस्ड एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग बेस्ड. Then we have trend based questions. They can ask you what was the GDP in the past 5 years, in the last decade, or what was the per capita like. They will never ask you a number. They will always ask you the trend. So that is on you to analyze. Okay, then we have current news. There are certain terms which are actually used in current news. Okay, so for example, there was dabba trading. I will be telling you about it also in the coming sessions. So dabba trading हो गया, what is PLI scheme and all, वो हमारे fourth टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन में आ जाता है. गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स एंड बजट, बिकॉज इस साल क्या है, जनरल इलेक्शंस, सो वी विल बी स्टडिंग अबाउट द इंटरिम बजट. टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ दिस सीरीज आई विल बी ऑल्सो रिवाइजिंग विद यू द इंटरिम बजट एंड एज वेल एज I will be also revising the economic review. Then we have interrelation question. Okay, this is the very important part of type of questions. When we talk about interrelation questions, they are basically if and then questions. If this happens, then what will happen? If this happens, then फिर क्या होगा, ठीक है. तो इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस बहुत पूछे जाते हैं एंड अगर आप देखेंगे ये तभी आप अटेम्प्ट कर सकते हैं. यू विल बी एबल टू एक्यूरेटली अटेम्प्ट देम ओनली व्हेन योर कॉन्सेप्ट्स आर वेरी क्लियर. ओके, so let's begin. As per my analysis, there were 2 questions asked from the basic concepts of economy. One was opportunity cost, the other one was demand. I've already discussed opportunity cost in the last video, and in today's lecture, today's video, I will be discussing about demand. We will be solving the PYQ as well, and also I will be giving you 5 MCQs for homework. Okay, जितना practice करेंगे उतने concepts हमारे clear होंगे. Clear everyone? Let's begin. Let's begin with type of goods. Goods. What are goods? See, there are 2 things, only 2 things that are actually produced in our economy. Goods and services. When we talk about goods, goods are basically things that you can touch, you can see. For example, my specs, pen, okay, clothes, right? The board, okay, the phone or the laptop or the computer that you're using, that is what? A good. Now, when we talk about services, then they are things that are intangible. Okay, for example, I'm providing my services to you, like educational services to you. So this is a service. Then doctor, when you go to a doctor, they provide their consultancy to you. That is a service. When we go to basically when we go to a repair shop, they provide you services. When we go to a restaurant, they're providing you food. That is a service. ओके, नाउ अगर हम इन दोनों को जोड़ देना तो हम इसको प्रोडक्ट भी बोल सकते हैं. क्या बोल सकते हैं? प्रोडक्ट इन इकोनॉमी. सो व्हेनेवर यू सी अ वर्ड प्रोडक्ट, इट मीन्स गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज बोथ, राइट? व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट टाइप्स ऑफ गुड्स हियर, we will in economy sometimes when we have only written goods, तो उसमें सिर्फ क्या आएगा हमारा? गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज दोनों आएगा, ठीक है. अगर गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज लिखा है तो ठीक है, लेकिन अगर सिर्फ गुड्स लिखा है तो आप ये समझिएगा कि उसमें गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज की बात हो रही है, ठीक है. सो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट टाइप्स ऑफ गुड्स, देयर आर मेनी टाइप ऑफ गुड्स. फॉर एग्जांपल, देयर इज फ्री गुड्स, देन वी हैव इकोनॉमिक गुड्स, देन वी हैव पब्लिक गुड्स, देन वी हैव प्राइवेट गुड्स, वी हैव कंज्यूमर गुड्स, वी हैव कैपिटल गुड्स, वी हैव गिफन गुड्स. गिफन गुड्स was named after Robert Giffens. He was an economist. Then we have inferior goods. We have Veblen goods. Even Veblen goods were named after an American economist. His name was Thorstein Veblen. Then we have complementary goods, we have substitute goods, we have demerit goods. Let's first discuss these type of goods one by one so that you have a clear understanding of the type of goods. First one is free goods, जो फ्री में मिल रहा है, जिसके लिए आपको पैसे नहीं देने पड़ रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, there's air, there's sunlight, these are available in abundance, okay, and उसके साथ साथ you don't have to pay for it. So these are your free goods. Then we have economic goods. Wherever there is a term economic, हमेशा समझ लेना, it means money. Economic good means money. Money is involved. It means that first of all, if you want to use them, you need to pay for it. For example, there is a car. फ्री में तो नहीं मिलेगा, ठीक है, किसी ने बनाया है, they will ask you for money, you have to buy it. Okay, then we have fridge, refrigerator, right? You have to pay for it. There's sofa, anything that you pay for is an economic good. Now they are not available in plenty. Why? Because you have to produce them, you have to use resources to produce them, and it is and as you know that resources are scarce. Then they are scarce in supply. जितना बनाया है उतना ही available है. Then people have to spend money to actually use them. So these are economic goods. Then we have public goods. What are public goods? जो public के लिए available है. तो अब क्या उसके लिए पे करना जरूरी है? देखिए, irrespective of you've paid for it or not. For example, how do you pay for it? Via taxes. अब आपने टैक्स दिया, government is using that money to actually produce goods and provide them to the public. Okay, now either you are paying for it via taxes or you're not, you will still be able to use it. For example, there's a street light. Okay, there's a street light. अब आपको कोई मना थोड़ी करेगा, कोई पूछेगा थोड़ी कि पैसे पे किए हैं इसके यूज करने के लिए, है ना, टैक्स पे किया है इसके लिए, नहीं ना. So these are public goods which are available to the public. There's defense services, okay, which the government provides. अब उसके लिए भी टैक्स से ही पैसा आता है, लेकिन वो अवेलेबल किसके लिए है? For all the public of the country, right? For all the citizens of the country. There are police services and all, right? So available to everyone to consume regardless of who pays for and who doesn't. Okay, then we have private goods. What are private goods? जिसका आपने खुद से पैसा देके अपने लिए खरीदा है. You went to McD, you went to a restaurant, you went to Pizza Hut, you went to Domino's, you paid for it, है ना. तो बदले में आपको क्या मिला? आपको मिला खाना जो कि आपका है, ठीक है, consumed by a single person or household. आपने अपना खुद का पैसा दिया है, that is your private good. Then we have consumer goods. Basically, what are consumer goods? Purchased by household for final consumption. यानी कि आप दुकान पे गए, you went to a shop and वहाँ पे जाकर you got what? Your final good. Now you can directly consume it. You don't have to basically produce more. You don't have to be a part of the production. For example, it is not used for a further production process. आपने अपने खुद के final consumption के लिए use किया है. Now there are three type of consumer goods. One is durable good, other is semi-durable goods, and the third one is non-durable goods. Durable goods are basically the goods which can be used for more than 3 years. Non-durable are basically which can be used for less than 3 years. And when we talk about semi-durable, so less than 1, more than 1, or till 3 years. Okay, so these are your semi-durable goods. Clear everyone? Now let's actually look at the examples of durable, semi-durable and non-durable goods. When we talk about durable goods, basically TV, you can use it for more than 3 years, right? आपने खरीदा, वो अच्छे time तक चलेगा. Okay, so when we talk about durability, we are talking about the time. Okay, when we talk about non-durable goods, they are basically जो आपने जैसे ब्रेड खरीदा, ठीक है, क्या खरीदा? आपने ब्रेड खरीदा, अब आपको वो कंज्यूम करना पड़ेगा. देयर इज मिल्क, देयर आर ब्रेड्स, दे आर स्ट्रिक्टली नॉन ड्यूरेबल गुड्स. ओके, नाउ इफ वी टॉक अबाउट क्लोथ्स, कितना साल चल जाता है कपड़ा? ठीक है, 1 से 3 साल, राइट? तो ये हो गया आपका सेमी ड्यूरेबल गुड्स. So these are 3 type of goods. अब इसमें कोई प्रोडक्शन तो जरूरत नहीं है ना. You went to a shop, you got a TV for yourself, for your household, for your family. Now you're watching it, है ना? You're finally consuming it, so it is for your final consumption. You went and bought what? Clothes. ठीक है, आप कपड़े ले आए. Now you're finally consuming it, right? You went and got breads. Okay, now you are finally consuming it. You went and got milk. आप उसको फाइनल कंज्यूम कर रहे हो. सो दीज आर योर कंज्यूमर गुड्स, यानी कि जो सीधा कंज्यूमर के पास पहुंच रहा है फॉर फाइनल कंजम्पशन. नाउ वी हैव कैपिटल गुड्स. व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट कैपिटल गुड्स, बेसिकली कैपिटल क्या होता है? नॉर्मली हम कैपिटल की बात करते हैं तो हम हमेशा सोचते हैं इट्स मनी दैट इज इन्वेस्टेड. ओके, वी टॉक अबाउट दैट. ओके, अब अगर हम बात करें गुड्स, ठीक है, अब वहीं पर आप मनी को गुड्स से रिप्लेस कर दीजिए. ठीक है, सो बेसिकली गुड्स विच आर इन्वेस्टेड. What are the goods that are invested? For example, a machinery. You are investing it to produce goods for consumers. Okay, so that is a capital goods, meaning they are used in the production process. They are used in the production process. For example, there are machinery, there's a building, there's a factory. All of these are capital goods. Okay, you are investing in them so that you can use them in the production process to make and produce goods. Now, giffen goods. Very, very, very interesting concept. What are giffen goods? Basically, they are non-luxury items. Non-luxury items. When you talk about potato, rice, wheat, these are staple food. ठीक है, तो अब इनमें क्या होता है? दे आर नॉन लग्जरी आइटम जिसपे आप कभी कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं करेंगे. दीज आर थिंग्स विच आर नेसेसरी एंड यू विल ऑलवेज क्या करोगे? आप उसको हमेशा, आपको वो चाहिए होगा, आप कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं कर सकते एंड इनके नियर सब्स्टिट्यूट्स नहीं होते हैं. आप राइस को किस चीज से रिप्लेस करोगे? यू नीड राइस, तो यू नीड राइस. पोटैटोज को किस चीज से रिप्लेस करोगे? यू नीड पोटैटोज, राइट? सो इनके नियर सब्स्टिट्यूट्स भी नहीं होते. सब्स्टिट्यूट्स मीनिंग ऑल्टरनेटिव्स. ओके, नाउ there is another concept, inferior goods. Inferior goods are also low quality goods. Low quality goods. Now, for example, your income is less. So, what happens is, instead of getting a Kisan bottle of ketchup, of tomato sauce, ठीक है, हम कोई और ब्रांड के ले आएंगे जो सस्ती है. ठीक है, सो इट एक्चुअली डिपेंड्स अपॉन आवर इनकम. इनकम बढ़ी, हम अच्छे ब्रांड की चीजें लेके आने लग जाएंगे. सो दोज आर इंफीरियर गुड्स, बेसिकली जिनका लो क्वालिटी गुड्स होते हैं. ठीक है, सो दे हैव, ओके, वील टॉक अबाउट दिस. नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट बेसिकली इनकम, अब आपको पता है इनके साथ, इनकम के साथ क्या होता है? इट हैज एन इनवर्स रिलेशनशिप. मीनिंग, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, योर इनकम वॉज ₹100, okay, and you got, let's say that you got a brew coffee. brew brand का आप कॉफी ले आए हैं. ठीक है, now suddenly from the next month your income increases to 200. so you will say, अब मैं सस्ता कॉफी क्यों पीऊँ? I will get Nescafe. ठीक है, तो अब आपने Nescafe स्टार्ट कर दिया. ठीक है, तो अगर मैं इनकम का, ठीक है, when we talk actually about income, अगर मैं इनकम का रिलेशनशिप देखूं with inferior good, what is the inferior good? brew coffee. अब इनकम अगर मेरी बड़ी है तो ब्रू कॉफी के डिमांड को क्या हुआ? ब्रू कॉफी की डिमांड कम हो जाएगी, राइट? सो इनवर्स रिलेशनशिप, उल्टा रिलेशनशिप है. इनकम बढ़ेगा, इंफीरियर गुड का प्राइस जो है वो कम होगा. ठीक है, अभी हमने बात किया इंफीरियर गुड. डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड. नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट गिफन गुड्स, ओके, इनका इनकम से कोई इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ता है क्योंकि ये हमारा स्टेपल फूड होता है. ये हमें चाहिए ही चाहिए होता है. इनकम बढ़े या कम हो, हमें ये फूड चाहिए. ठीक है, अब now when we talk about giffen good, they do not have a ready substitute or alternative. This is what I've already told you. Now something that you always have to remember is, all giffen goods are inferior goods, but not all inferior goods are giffen goods. जितने भी हम giffen goods के बारे में बात करेंगे, there will always be inferior goods, okay? But सारे inferior goods जो हैं वो giffen goods नहीं होते हैं. Okay, so all giffen goods are inferior goods, but they are not what? All inferior goods are not giffen goods. Clear everyone? Okay. Now the only difference between the giffen goods and the traditional inferior goods is that the demand for the former increases even when their prices rise. I will explain this to you when we study about demand, okay, law of demand and supply. Now let's talk about Veblen goods. When we are talking about Veblen goods, they are basically high premium goods, high quality goods, okay, high quality goods. For example, a luxurious car, okay, designer jewelry, a yacht, okay, designer dresses and all. ठीक है. सो ये क्या होता है, बेसिकली स्टेटस सिंबल के लिए आपका इनकम बढ़ेगा, ठीक है, इनका प्राइस बढ़ेगा, आप और ज्यादा इनको खरीदोगे. वाई? बिकॉज अगर आप देखोगे whenever we see an award function or anything of actresses, they always quote their prices. Oh, this is from this designer. Why do they spend a lot? Because it is a status symbol. Okay, so high quality premium goods. Okay, then we'll again come back to this when we talk about demand. If a demand kar lenge, then we'll come back to type of goods. Okay, and these are very exclusive in nature. Okay, now we'll talk about complementary goods. Complement मतलब जो साथ में चलते हैं, ठीक है. So for example, pen and पेन का इंक, ठीक है, पेन और पेन का इंक ये कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री गुड्स हो गए. कार और पेट्रोल ले लो, दीज आर कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री गुड्स. ओके, पेंसिल एंड इरेजर, दीज आर कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री गुड्स. ओके, सो दीज आर ऑल कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री गुड्स दैट आर यूज्ड टुगेदर. Then we have another one which is substitute goods. Substitute means we have an alternative. We went to a shop, उनके पास कोका कोला नहीं है, हम बोलेंगे ठीक है पेप्सी दे दो, है ना. तो we have an alternative to it. Okay, we have options to it. Now we have another one, demerit good, which are basically have negative externalities. For example, when we talk about cigarettes, when we talk about whiskey, ठीक है, when we talk about alcohol, these are demerit goods. Okay, which have negative externalities means they affect your health, they affect the society, they affect people around you as well. So these are demerit goods. Okay, or you can talk about drugs. These are all demerit goods. Clear everyone? I hope the type of goods are clear now. We will be moving on to demand. What is demand? What drives demand? Demand is basically consumers' willingness to purchase a given good at a specified price from one market at a certain price over the course of a specified time period. For example, you're going to a bookstore, ठीक है, आपको एक बुक पसंद आई, ठीक है, और आपको बुक लेनी है, ठीक है, that is your willingness to buy, right? आप खरीदना चाहते हैं, that is your willingness, so that is your demand. तो जितनी प्राइस की वो बुक है, ठीक है, उस टाइम पर जो प्राइस पे वो बुक मिल रहा है और आप खरीदना चाहते हैं, दैट इज योर डिमांड कि आई वॉन्ट दिस. ओके, अगर मैं किसी शॉप के बाहर से निकलूँ एंड आई लाइक अ बैग एंड आई चेक द प्राइस ऑफ इट, ओके, एंड आई सी कि ओके ठीक है मैं खरीद सकती हूँ, सो दैट इज माई विलिंगनेस टू बाय दैट बैग. ओके, सो दैट इज माई डिमांड फॉर द बैग. बट in simpler terms, what I can do is there are two parts of demand. First is your willingness to buy. That is you want it. Okay, there is a desire for the good. For example, आपको वो चाहिए, तो वो desire होनी चाहिए, वो willingness होनी चाहिए कि आपको वो चाहिए, ठीक है. Then we have ability to buy. अब पैसा नहीं है तो कैसे खरीदोगे, तो वो आपका डिमांड में कन्वर्ट नहीं होगा. When you don't have the money, that will not be converted into demand. You need the ability to pay. Basically, consumer की जो भी purchasing power है, ठीक है, to pay price of the good. For example, let's take an example. You want a very cool mobile phone, ठीक है, you want an iPhone, the latest iPhone, and you want, like you desire for it. So you have willingness to buy. So that is your first point. First जो रिक्वायरमेंट है वो मैच हो रहा है, लेकिन आपके पास पैसे नहीं है, ठीक है, तो आपकी ये जो डिज़ायर है, जो आप चाहते हो कि आपको वो फ़ोन मिल जाए, वो रियलाइज़ नहीं होगी. तो इसीलिए क्या होगा, ये रियल डिमांड में कन्वर्ट नहीं होगी, बिकॉज यू कैन नॉट पे फॉर इट. सो यू नीड टू थिंग्स. फर्स्ट, विलिंगनेस टू बाय, एंड द सेकेंड वन इज बेसिकली you need the ability to pay. But what actually makes effective demand? Effective demand is based on three things. Basically, you need desire, means you shall have willingness to pay, willingness to buy it. Then means to purchase, means you should have money, and the third one is willingness to use that money to actually buy that good. For example, आप एक एग्जाम्पल लेके समझते हैं, ठीक है. एक beggar है, beggar wants food and beggar wants clothing. Okay, he wants clothes and food. So he has willingness, he has desire. So our first one is actually matched. Now, but he cannot afford them, so he doesn't have money. He doesn't have money. Okay, so his desire will not constitute a effective demand. लेकिन, for example, you are a SRK fan, Shah Rukh Khan fan, and you want to attend an event, and they have the tickets. Okay, they have the tickets. Now you want, so you have the desire. So our first condition is met. Then the other one is basically you have money saved up because you knew that Shah Rukh Khan will be coming. So you have money also. Okay. Now when you have money, कभी कभी क्या होता है, हम सोचते हैं छोड़ो यार, रहने देते हैं, अगली बार ये पैसा कहीं और यूज कर लेंगे, लेट्स नॉट अटेंड दिस वेरी एक्सपेंसिव इवेंट. ओके, लेकिन when you actually decide to spend that money for that particular good, okay, so you are now willing to spend that money, you are now willing to spend it. Okay, when these three conditions are matched, then it becomes an effective demand. What does it become? An effective demand. So desire, rupee, and willingness to spend it. When we talk about desire and rupee, so this is your demand. Right now you're demanding. You have money and you want it. And when you actually spend it, that becomes your effective demand. I hope this is clear. Now how price affects demand? बहुत simple example से लेके चलते हैं. Your favorite chocolate. Okay, let's talk about dairy milk. Let's talk about dairy milk, and then let's talk about Munch. Both of them were for 10 rupees. ठीक है, your favorite is dairy milk. Okay, you've been buying it regularly. Now what happens is dairy milk suddenly increases the price of that same size of dairy milk to 20 rupees. What will happen? You will say, I am getting Munch, same size of Munch in 10 rupees. Why shall I spend on dairy milk? So what will happen? इसका डिमांड कम होगा क्योंकि इसका प्राइस बढ़ गया है, इसका प्राइस नहीं बढ़ा है तो इसका डिमांड बढ़ जाएगा. सो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट प्राइस एंड डिमांड, बेसिकली दे हैव एन इनवर्स रिलेशनशिप. प्राइस बढ़ेगा, डिमांड कम होगा, प्राइस घटेगा तो डिमांड बढ़ेगा. ये तो कॉमन सेंस है, ये तो ह्यूमन नेचर है. कोई चीज महंगा हो जाएगा हम नहीं खरीदेंगे, कोई चीज सस्ता हो जाएगा हम खरीद लेंगे. ओके, सो दैट इज आवर रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन डिमांड. So when the price of something rises, people tend to buy less of it. People on the other hand often desire more when the price, actually what happens is हमारा price जब गिरता है. Let's talk about law of demand. When there is a rise in the price of the good, the consumers demand less quantity, whereas when the price falls, the demand for the good will rise. Other things being constant. What do you mean by that? Okay, अब देखिए, when we talk about law of demand, यहाँ पे सिर्फ दो चीजों के बारे में बात हो रही है. One is price and the other one is quantity demanded. हम बाकी चीजों को कांस्टेंट लेके चलेंगे. कांस्टेंट का मतलब कि उनमें कोई चेंज नहीं आ रहा है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वी आर हियर टॉकिंग अबाउट टेस्ट एंड प्रेफरेंसेस, कि आपकी कोई टेस्ट एंड प्रेफरेंसेस जो है वो चेंज नहीं हुई है. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इनकम, कि आपकी इनकम में कोई चेंज नहीं आया है. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एनीथिंग, ठीक है, कोई भी चीज जो हमारी डिमांड को चेंज कर सकती है बेसिकली. ओके, पॉपुलेशन बढ़ गई, हम किसी भी चीज के बारे में यहाँ पे बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. वी आर ओनली टॉकिंग अबाउट टू थिंग्स, प्राइस एंड क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड. So one thing that you have to actually remember about law of demand is that other things being constant, we are talking about price. Okay, so what happens is dairy milk वाला ही concept आप लेके चलो. For example is this is a graph. Here is price, here is our quantity demanded. Okay, now you were buying, let's say quantity demanded, let's say dairy milk. Okay, अभी 10 रुपीज का था डेयरी मिल्क. ओके सर, जस्ट अ सेकेंड. यू वर बाइंग अराउंड लेट्स से 10 units of dairy milk. Now suddenly they increased the price to 20 rupees. Okay, so what will happen? You will decrease your consumption because आपका डिमांड कम हो जाएगा, आप कम खरीदोगे. तो अब आप क्या कर रहे हो? आप 5 डेयरी मिल्क खरीद रहे हो. कितनी खरीद रहे हो? 5 डेयरी मिल्क खरीद रहे हो. ठीक है, अब मान लेते हैं डेयरी मिल्क का प्राइस उन्होंने कम कर दिया, उन्होंने 5 कर दिया है. ठीक है, वही सेम डेयरी मिल्क जो है अब आपकी 5 रुपीज की है. तो अब क्या होगा? यू विल बाय मोर ऑफ इट. ठीक है, नाउ यू आर बाइंग 20. ओके, so joining these points, if we actually join these points, तो क्या बन जाएगा हमारा डिमांड कर्व. जस्ट अ सेकेंड एवरीवन। ठीक है, क्या बन जाएगा हमारा, डिमांड कर्व बन जाएगा। ओके दे आर, जस्ट अ सेकेंड। I think there's a problem with the pen. It's actually turning again and again. बस वैसे मैच कर देते हैं। ठीक है, तो ये हमारा डिमांड क्या बन जाएगा, ये हमारा डिमांड कर्व बन जाएगा। क्लियर एवरीवन? दिस इज अ डिमांड कर्व व्हिच इज एक्चुअली डाउनवर्ड स्लोपिंग। व्हाई इज इट डाउनवर्ड स्लोपिंग? It is downward sloping because there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. So if price decreases, quantity demanded will increase. जैसे कि हमने देखा price decrease हुआ, quantity demanded हमारा बढ़ गया, और price अगर हमारा increase होगा तो quantity demanded हमारा जो है वो कम हो जाएगा। Clear everyone? I hope law of demand was clear. Now let's talk about supply. What is supply? Basically volume, यानी कि how much of a good or service that the producer offers to the consumer for purchase at various prices throughout a specific period of time. For example, you went to a shop, they have clothes, they have toys, they have a lot many things. So that is their supply. Because at that point of time they are actually making the goods available to you कि आप ये सारी चीजें हैं, आप इनमें से कुछ भी खरीद सकते हो, and we'll tell you the prices at that point of time. So that is the supply, the volume, the how much is actually available for consumption. For example, you went to a bakery and they have all the desserts. ठीक है, ये सारी चीजें हैं उन्होंने अपने बेकरी में लगा रखी हैं कि आप इनमें से कुछ भी खरीद सकते हो। ठीक है, so that is what, that is basically your सप्लाई। तो इसमें भी दो चीजें होती हैं हमारी। ठीक है, फर्स्ट इज विलिंगनेस टू ऑफर। ठीक है, समटाइम्स व्हाट हैपेंस इज दिस फार्मर, लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ अ फार्मर। ओके, अ फार्मर इज एक्चुअली प्रोड्यूसिंग crops for the country as well. Okay, so now he produced, for example, let's say he produced, a farmer, let's say he produced 2 kgs of wheat. 1 kg he gave to his family for consumption and 1 kg he is making available to be sold. So what would be the supply? This would be the supply, because he is willing to offer, he is willing to offer that 1 kg to the consumers. So the quantity of the product which the producer want or prepare to sell, so this is the, this 1 kg he produced to sell. This 1 kg he has kept for his family. So this is not a part of the supply. This will be the part of the supply which he is ready to sell, which is willingness to offer. Okay, then ability to supply. How much of the product is available with the producers to sell at the time? Now, for example, this 1 kg, he has given this to the government. Let's say he has given this to the government has procured for him. Now, the government is transporting it to the warehouses. Okay, the government is transporting it to the warehouses. What will happen? ठीक है, मान के चलते हैं यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा नुकसान हुआ, ठीक है, और कम से कम ½ kg वीट जो है वो गिर गया। ठीक है, वो खराब हो गया, वो रास्ते में थोड़ा एक्सीडेंट हुआ और वो गिर गया। ठीक है, सो वेयर हाउस में कितना पहुंचा? सिर्फ ½ kg वीट पहुंचा। तो कितना लोगों के पास पहुंचेगा? सिर्फ ½ kg। ठीक है, सो दो कंडीशंस हमारी क्या हो जाती हैं? वन, एक्चुअली द विलिंगनेस टू ऑफर। ठीक है, प्रोड्यूसर कितना बेचना चाहता है, कितना सेल करना चाहता है, एंड द अदर वन इज बेसिकली एबिलिटी टू सप्लाई। ओके, that how much he is actually able to, he is available with the producers to sell at a point of time. Clear? Now, how does it work? Okay, what is included in supply? Everything that a company has produced is ready to sell. ठीक है, for example, when we talk about a store, ठीक है, that sells clothes and toys, as I actually discussed this example with you, both clothes and toys are part of the store that he has to offer, will be your supply. Okay, now how price influences supply? Now this is different than demand. ठीक है, अब आप देखो producer, why is the producer producing a good? For profit, for money. So if the price of a good increases, he will produce more of it, right? And if the price of a good decreases, he will produce less of it, because he is producing for profit, for money, to make money. ठीक है, so now what happens is, let's talk about a bakery. ठीक है, Imagine a bakery is specializing on cupcakes. ठीक है? Now, if the price of cupcakes unexpectedly rises due to its increased demand during an upcoming special event. For example, there's a fest and you need cupcakes. Okay, and especially what happens is because the demand is rising, it will give a push to the price. ठीक है? क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गया है, तो the bakery would know that it's better to actually increase the prices of the cupcakes because now it will make us more profit. So what will he do? He will start producing more of cupcakes to actually get that profit. Clear everyone? Okay. So bakery will increase the production to meet that increased demand because demand is increasing, price is increasing, and he knows that he will gain profit from the higher price. And if the cupcake prices falls because of a temporary surplus, for example, he has a lot of cupcakes already produced and they are not selling. So at that point of time, if the price falls, okay, what will happen? He might actually reduce the production because he knows that it will not gain him any profit. Okay? Now when we're talking about supply, again we are only talking about two things. One is price and the other one is quantity supplied. Quantity supplied. Other things being constant. What are other things? What are other things? We will be discussing all of it. For example, let's see technology. Okay, one example I will give you and बाकी examples हम end में पढ़ेंगे इसको again. ठीक है, for example, when we talk about technology, technology is something, for example, it increases, is upgraded. Okay, technology is upgraded. So what will happen? It will lead to an increase in production. ठीक है, that is another thing, and that will increase in supply. Okay, there are other things as well which will actually influence the supply in the market. But when we are talking about law of demand, law of supply, then we are only talking about two things: price and quantity supplied. So all the factors which can actually influence the supply are constant here. Okay, they are assumed to be constant. There are no changes in supply. Only we are talking about price and quantity supplied. So what happens is, again, let's make the graph. Price, quantity supplied. Now always remember, a producer is producing for what? For money, for profit. So if it's 10 rupees, okay, if he is getting एक cupcake है, उसका price क्या है? 10. So he is producing one cupcake. Now if he knows that now the price of the cupcake is becoming 20, it has increased to 20, he will start producing more cupcakes and it will lead to, for example, 2 cupcakes. He will produce more cupcakes. Now what will happen if he knows that the demand of the cupcake is decreasing and because of that the price of the cupcake is decreasing? What will happen is, price has decreased, he will, let's say, not basically produce any cupcake. He will shut down his bakery. Okay, so this is what happens. It is not an inverse relationship. Okay, here. Okay, and that is why our supply curve is upward sloping. Our supply curve is basically what? It is upward sloping. Clear? It is upward sloping. It means it has a direct relationship. Okay, so when price increases, supply will increase. When price decreases, supply will decrease. Clear everyone? So it has a direct relationship with price and demand has an inverse relationship with price. Okay, now let's revise all of this again via table. Meaning demand is buyer's desire and ability to pay for a specific good at a specific time. ठीक है कि desire भी है और ability to pay भी है. Supply is quantity of a good or service that producers make available to consumers at a specific point, at a specific price. Okay, when we talk about curve, I've already told you, when we talk about demand, our curve is downward sloping. When we talk about supply, our curve is upward sloping. Then we have a relationship with price. Okay, so inverse, price increases, demand decreases. Price decreases, demand increases. When we talk about supply, it has a direct relationship with price. Price increases, supply will increase. Price decreases, supply will decrease. Okay. Demand represents consumers. So whenever you are solving a question, imagine that you are a consumer. Okay. Whenever you are solving a question on supply, imagine that you are a firm. Okay. So firms will produce for profits, consumers for consumption, and they want at very less price. Always at less price. Now let's talk about variations. When demand increases but supply remains constant. ओके, सो हाउ डू वी एक्चुअली अंडरस्टैंड द स्टेटमेंट? डिमांड इज इंक्रीजिंग, ठीक है, तो डिमांड क्या हो रहा है? इंक्रीज हो रहा है. सप्लाई इज कॉन्स्टेंट, ओके, सप्लाई इज नॉट चेंजिंग. सो व्हाट विल हैपन? देयर नंबर ऑफ पीपल आर इंक्रीजिंग, ओके, दे वांट मोर ऑफ दैट प्रोडक्ट, लेकिन सप्लाई कम है. एग्जाम्पल ले लेते हैं कोविड का, ठीक है, कोविड के मेडिसिन सिलेंडर्स वगैरह थे, ठीक है, डिमांड बढ़ रही थी, सप्लाई कम थी, यानी कि क्या हो जाता है? इट लीड्स टू अ शॉर्टेज. ओके, लेकिन सिमिलरली इफ डिमांड डिक्रीजेस एंड सप्लाई इज कांस्टेंट, ओके, अब डिमांड डिक्रीज हो गई, सप्लाई कांस्टेंट हुआ, तो क्या हो जाएगा? इट विल लीड टू सरप्लस. अगेन, व्हेन सप्लाई इंक्रीजेस बट डिमांड इज कांस्टेंट, सो व्हाट विल हैपन? इट विल लीड टू सरप्लस. But when the supply decreases and the demand is again constant, then it might lead to shortage. क्योंकि खरीदने वाले उतने ही हैं, the consumers are उतने ही, लेकिन सप्लाई कम है. जैसे टमेटोज के केस में, ओके, तो क्या हो गया था? शॉर्टेज हो गया था. क्लियर एवरीवन? ओके, now when we talked about law of demand and law of supply, we talked about other determinants other than price. We can actually influence demand and supply. So we are talking about taste and preferences. शिल्पा शेट्टी को देखा, ठीक है, और वो ऑर्गेनिक फूड खाती हैं, ठीक है. सो ऑर्गेनिक फूड के चक्कर में क्या हुआ? टेस्ट एंड प्रेफरेंसेस चेंज हुए, एंड व्हाट हैपेंड वाज इट लेड टू एन इंक्रीज इन डिमांड ऑफ दैट ऑर्गेनिक फूड. नंबर ऑफ कंज्यूमर्स इंक्रीज्ड, ओके, सो व्हाट विल हैपन? द डिमांड ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर गुड विल इंक्रीज. Price of related goods. When we are talking about related goods here, we are talking about substitute goods, and we are talking about complementary goods. Now let's understand this. When we talk about substitute goods, let's take an example of Coke and Pepsi. Coke, Pepsi. What happens? Imagine that you are a consumer of Coke. Price of Coke increases, what will happen? Demand of Pepsi will increase, because now you know that there's an alternative that is available. Instead of Coke, now you can actually buy Pepsi at the same price. Okay, so this is the relationship between demand and price in case of substitute goods. Now let's talk about complementary goods. Imagine pen and ink. These are complementary goods. So price of pen increases, what will happen? Demand of ink will decrease. Why? Because you will never buy pen without ink, right? So if pen is becoming very expensive, what will happen? You will stop buying ink as well. So this is the relationship between price and demand when in the case of complementary goods. Clear everyone? Okay. Now consumer income. When we are talking about consumer income, imagine that your income was 100 rupees and you used to buy 10 chips. Okay, let's talk about Lay's. Now suddenly your income increases to 200. What will happen? Your demand will increase. Okay, now you can buy more. Your purchasing power has increased. Clear? Now consumer expectations. Sometimes what happens is, because of expectations also, the relationship between demand and the price changes. Now for example, you are expecting the price of let's say a tissue paper increasing in the future. Okay, it might increase in the future. What will happen? You will suddenly start buying that tissue paper in the present time. So that is your expectation. Okay, you're expecting something will happen in the future. Because of that, you are actually increasing your demand in the present time. So this is consumer expectation. Now let's talk about supply. Prices of resources and inputs, which are basically used in the process of production. Let's talk about fertilizers. If fertilizers basically becomes expensive, what will happen? The farmers will produce less of it, less of the crop that he's actually producing, because he knows that now producing that crop is expensive, so the supply will decrease. Supply will decrease. Number of producers increases. Obviously, for example, if you talk about this pen, now earlier only one producer was producing this pen. Now the number of producers have increased. What will happen? There are 5 people producing this pen, right? If there are 5 producers in the market, the supply will increase of the pen. Okay, then we are talking about prices of factors of production. What are the 4 factors of production? Land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, right? So when we talk about these 4 factors of production, if any change happens in their prices, they will affect the supply. If the prices increases, for example, the labor becomes costly, okay, what will the factory do? They will decrease the supply, because they know that hiring the labor is getting expensive. Now we need to decrease the supply, we need to decrease our production. Okay, taxes and subsidies. If they have to pay a lot of taxes, now the firms, if they have to pay a lot of production taxes, for example, let's talk about stamp duty बढ़ा दिया, ठीक है, registration बढ़ा दिया, land revenue बढ़ा दिया, तो क्या हो जाएगा? Again, that will lead to a decrease in what? Production. But if the subsidies, if the government has actually increased the share of subsidies that the government is providing to the producers, then what will happen? Now उनका cost कम हुआ, उनका cost कम होगा because उनको subsidies मिल रहा है, they will start producing more, meaning the supply will increase. Now the technology has been upgraded, means अब एक labor अगर हमें चाहिए होता था कुछ काम करने के लिए, now the technology has been upgraded, now you can use that technology, you do not need that labor, you can actually produce more with that technology, ठीक है? तो again the supply will increase with the upgraded technology. So these are the determinants other than price which actually influence demand and supply. I hope this is clear. Now, equilibrium. What is equilibrium? Equilibrium is basically a perfect place where basically demand and supply, they are equal. For example, let's talk about this graph. As I've told you, price, quantity, okay, this is a demand curve which is downward sloping, this is a supply curve which is upward sloping. So basically this is the equilibrium quantity and this is the equilibrium price. At this point demand and supply is equal, meaning the amount, the quantity of a good that a supplier wants to sell and a quantity of a good that a consumer wants to actually buy is equal at that point and at the agreed price. Okay, for example, a lemonade stand. Okay, there's a lemonade stand and what happens is there's a producer who actually sells what? Lemonades, okay? And what he does was that every day he makes 10 cups of lemonades. Now 10 cup of lemonades, basically what happens is the actual amount that actually matches the number of people who are demanding that lemonade, meaning there are 10 cup of lemonades and there are 10 consumers who want that lemonade. So this is a equilibrium point. I hope this is clear. So this is a balance, okay, basically a balance जिसमें left hand side right hand side equal है, यानी कि जितना sell करना चाहते हैं और जितना खरीदना चाहते हैं वो एकदम equal होता है उस point पे. So basically consumer wants to purchase equals the amount the producer wants to sell and it is like finding an ideal balance, okay, between the two. लेकिन equilibrium is not fixed. Why? Because you know that other than price, there are certain things which influence what? The supply and demand in our economy. Not fixed. It can move as demand and supply changes. When people desire more of anything, demand rises and the price may rise as well. And sellers notice this and might produce more to sell, restoring the equilibrium. Again, let's again go through the example. Okay, this is again quantity. This is again price. And this is the quantity, this is the demand, this is the supply, this was the equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. Now for example income increases, it has led to a shift in the demand curve, okay, so this is our new demand curve. Now at this point the price has increased, at this point the price has increased, so what will happen is the supplier will try and increase their supply and supplier will increase their supply and basically our new equilibrium will be reached here. Okay, so this is our new equilibrium point E1 and this is our new equilibrium price P1. So at this point, basically, again the supply and demand forces have acted together to reach a new equilibrium point. So what happens again, I'll tell you. What happens is, income increases, the demand will increase, it will lead to an increase in price, and because suppliers are producing for profit, so they will basically start supplying more, and it will shift to, the curve will shift towards right. Okay everyone, so this is our equilibrium curve. I hope this was clear, demand and supply was clear. Now let's actually go back to our goods. I have already taught you about complementary and supplementary goods. Let's talk about Giffen goods. What happens when the price increases? Let's talk about bread. There's a poor family, and normally the family is of 6 members. They always buy 1 bread and 1 meat. Now the price of bread increased. What will happen? If the price of bread increases, they know that 1 meat cannot actually fill the stomach of 6 members. So they will let go of the meat and they will start buying more of bread. So this is Giffen good, which is staple good. You cannot compromise on it because they do not have a substitute. Okay, so bread तो चाहिए ही चाहिए. तो bread अगर price बढ़ेगा तो और ये demand भी हमारा बढ़ेगा. So Giffen good is actually, it is an exemption to the law of demand. It contradicts the law of demand. It doesn't work. Okay, for example, I told you when we talked about law of demand, we learned that price and demand has an inverse relationship. So when we talked about law of demand, price increases, demand normally decreases, and price decreases, demand increases. This is the law of demand. But in case of Giffen goods, it is very different. Okay, it contradicts the law of demand. When the price increases, the demand increases, because they know that they do not have a substitute to this bread, to the staple food that they are eating. So they increases the demand with it so that they can fill the family's stomach. Again, when we talk about Veblen goods, okay, this is another exception to law of demand, because Veblen goods are high quality goods. If the price of something increases, the demand of it increases, because it actually shows the status symbol. Let's talk about the richest family, Nita Ambani family. If the price of something is increasing, if there is a jewelry, very unique jewelry, and it is very costly, and if the price of it increases, the Ambani family will buy it. The demand of it will increase because it is a status symbol. Okay, so again, Veblen goods, they are also an exception. To law of demand. Clear? Now, when we talk about inferior goods, which are low quality goods, what will happen to them? This is something that you have to tell me in the comment section. Now let's solve a PYQ. I hope your concepts are very clear, but let's solve a PYQ here. This was asked in 2021, and let's discuss it. Consider the following statements. Other things remaining unchanged. Okay, nothing is changing. Market demand for a good might increase. So they're asking about demand of a good. Okay, they're asking about demand of a good. First, price of a substitute increases. So let's say the good here is Coke. Okay, and the substitute here would be Pepsi. Whenever you're solving these type of questions, interrelated questions, always take examples. Okay, so substitute is Pepsi. You are consuming Coke. They are saying price of substitute increases. So the price of Pepsi is increasing. So what will happen? Pepsi is becoming costlier. So the demand of Coke will increase. And they are talking about good. Demand will increase of which good? So yes, price of substitute will increase. So the demand of Coke will increase. The demand of good will increase. The first one is right. Price of its complement increases. Complement, pen और ink लेते हैं. Now imagine that price of pen increases. What will happen? If the price of ink increases, the demand of pen will decrease because inks are becoming costlier. So demand here will decrease. So this is wrong because the question is asking about increase. Good is an inferior good and income of the consumer increases. Okay. Now, say the good is inferior good. Okay. So we are talking about low quality good here. We are talking about brew. Okay. Brew coffee. Okay. Now, your income was 100. You were buying brew coffee. Your income increased to 200. What will happen? You will say, why would I want a low quality coffee? I would go and buy Nescafe. Okay. So what you will do is, you will decrease the demand of brew. Okay. So again, this one is wrong. Now, fourth one is, its price falls. When we are talking about its price falls, here we are talking about law of demand. You know that if price of any good decreases, your demand will automatically increase. कुछ चीज सस्ता हो गया, आप खरीदोगे उसको ज़्यादा, ठीक है? So this is your law of demand here. So again, 1 and 4 are right. Your answer is option A. So whenever you are solving an interrelated type of question, what you have to do is, you have to take examples, use examples, and your questions will never be wrong. So these are your homework. Question number 1 is, which of the following is not a determinant of the demand for good X? The income of consumers who buy good X, the cost of labor used to produce good X, the price of good Y, a complement to X, the number of buyers of good X. All of these questions are to be answered in the comment section, and I will reply to all of you students who are answering them. Then the other one is question number, okay. If price falls and quantity demanded increases, which of the statements about demand curve is true? This is represented by a movement along a demand curve. Okay, if price falls and quantity demanded increases, this is represented by a shift of demand curve. If price falls and quantity demanded increases, this can be represented by either a movement along a given demand curve or a shift of the demand curve. None of the above are true. There is something that I need to tell you here. When we actually talked about the demand curve, price here, quantity here. Let's say this is our demand curve and the price was this, okay? So whenever the price actually decreases, there's a change along the demand curve. Okay, the demand curve doesn't shift when we're talking about the relationship between price and the quantity demanded. But when we're talking about other determinants, for example, when we're talking about income, when we are talking about population, when we are talking about tastes and preferences, they will lead to a shift in demand curve. Shift means either they'll shift to right, right means demand is increased, or they'll shift to left means demand will decrease. Okay, similarly same things happens with supply curve as well. Okay, now I hope you will be able to solve this question. Suppose goods X and Y are substitutes, which of the following is true? An increase in price of good of X will result in decrease in the equilibrium price of Y. An increase in price of X will result in an increase in equilibrium quantity of Y. An increase in the price of X will result in an increase in the equilibrium quantity of Y, and more than one of the above is true. So you need to answer this question. And the fourth question is, if coffee and milk are complements, then which of the following will occur if the price of coffee increases? The quantity of coffee demanded will increase, the quantity of coffee supplied will decrease, the demand for milk will increase, the demand for milk will decrease. All these questions are interrelated type of questions. Which of the following statements about inferior goods are false? Inferior goods are those that we will never buy, no matter how cheap they are. Inferior goods are those that we buy more of it if we become poorer. Inferior goods are those that we buy more of if we become richer. Okay, so these are 5 type of questions that you have to solve, and then you have to answer them in the comment section. I will check them, I will reply to them, and if there's any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section as well. I hope this lecture was interesting to you, and I hope the concepts are clear now. I will bring another topic very important for your prelims in the next lecture. Thank you so much.